welcome back. You're watching and listening to Breakfast with Anne and Pip, and we're here in what we call the soft area.
It's Christmas.
Because we feel it is Christmas, and anyway, Noddy Holder's here, and how can you not? So we all
you
need
get a sofa.
to relax.
I never get to sit on the sofa.
We're getting some wonderful comments from our viewers.
Oh, yes, so lovely. This is from Sharon, Noddy. Do say hello to her.
Hello, Sharon.
She just wants to say it's made her day seeing you on here. Loves him, and the song is her all-time favourite. And then also Steve says, I was a DJ back in 1973 and played Merry Christmas by Slade many, many times. It's so great that Noddy is still here.
And Bob says, greetings. Greetings to Noddy, lovely man. Many years ago, he came to my Polydor area meeting.
Oh.
What's that?
Record company.
The record company.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Polydor, yeah.
We had lunch
You're
together.
thinking of polyfiller. That's
Yeah,
a whole different
A whole other
That was a
conversation.
whole different day.
Yeah, Bob says we all had lunch together and all my guys loved him. No ego at all. Really?
Oh, well. How times change. You had to speak to Susan about that.
Yeah, well, I think she's
There's
mentioned
ego,
it
but in a
many-
good way. And it can be managed.
Well, actually, it's Noddy's ability to make noise.
Well,
that
yes.
That
Yes.
is sort of hinted at your first story.
Indeed,
Yes.
it is.
Because it's something about a noise-cancelling app.
There's an app come out, developed in America, where else, that you can cancel out certain sounds if you want to. So if you're doing the vacuuming, you can cancel that out, but you can still hear the baby monitor.
Yeah.
Oh.
Depends how you tune it in.
Headphones linked with your phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want this app. I need this app.
Why?
I'm married to Noddy Holder. There are some...
She talks more than me.
Well, that's
she keeps saying I'm more noisy,
That's
but
true.
trying
Actually, is there a level of noise generally in your house with people just talking?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
And not me. Susan.
No, I don't know.
And various
Women
other
always
members of
get
the
the
family.
blame.
I think
for
that's
it.
unfair.
I'm not the most noisy
Listen
at
to
home.
them. Listen.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. We
It's
talk
happening in
over
front
each
of
other a
us
lot.
now.
We do.
But that's the thing. But I have to, otherwise I wouldn't get a word in. This is what people say. You interrupt a lot. I'm like, I have to, because otherwise my life would be just listening to you all the time. But you have a level of a noise. He does. There's something with that he can go up a gear. I think I've given you a clip of something that what happened to me.
Oh, let's live.
This is what happens all the time.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Gets me every time. We were doing an interview. It was a serious interview about your cancer diagnosis and your recovery. And then just to kind of throw us, he just did his. Can you do it?
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Oh my God!
Merry Christmas, everybody!
He jump every single time.
That's half
You
hour.
can still do it.
Of course, we can.
Well, that's a quiet version.
That is quiet. He's got. I remember once we had our son got a Beatles rock band, the PlayStation game, and was playing on the drums. He went, "Mum, come and sing Twist and Shout for me because I want to play the drums." So this was Boxing Day a few years ago. So I went up in his bedroom and I'm singing Twist and Shout, and I'm doing okay. I'm getting all the kind of things. He comes, he went, "That's not it. Give me the microphone. Give me the microphone." So he takes it and he went, "This is how you do it." And we were in a small bedroom in our house and he opened his vocal cords and did Twist and Shout. And it was just like, nobody else, what do you mean this is how you do it? No one can do. You've got something there that nobody else
Yes, you
has.
really
Having
have.
said that, I got a better score on the Beatles rock band. Beatles rock band does not register.
All right, we're very
Do you
impressed.
do you practice, Noddy, or exercise your vocal cords a lot?
Not at all. And since I was poorly with esophagus cancer, I've had
Yes,
to
but see,
learn
I
to
would have
sing
thought-
differently.
So
I would have
that's
thought you'd have lost
interesting.
But it's
power.
breathing. It's the breathing it's affecting, not my guttural sound, as you just heard, but my breathing. I have to breathe in a different
Well,
way.
since you've mentioned it, and a lot of people would be watching now and they'd know you've been ill. How are you?
I'm okay.
How's your recovery going?
I'm on a level playing field at the moment. I have to have regular scans, but considering 5 years ago I was only given 6 months to live,
No, that's amazing.
it's a little bit of a change, so I'm thankful for every day now.
When you were told that 6 months to live, and you too were told that, how did you even cope? How did you start thinking we'll defy this?
He just kind of took it and went, fair enough, I've had a great life, that's how it is. I was backing up the wall of the room trying to find my way out because they seemed to have blocked the door and I couldn't bear it. I couldn't bear it.
I'm a very positive character. So I thought, if it's 6 months, it's 6 months. I'll go with the flow. And then I was offered this newish treatment.
Which is what?
Well, it's a new high-powered chemotherapy. which targets the tumour. And I was offered it in the Christie Hospital in Manchester, Cancer Hospital. They'd never given it anyone over 60 at the time. I was 72 then.
Wow.
And they said, will you give it a try, see if it works? They didn't know whether it would work. And I said, well, what choice have I got? I'll give it a try. And it's given me 5 extra years up to now.
Up to now?
And that's the only treatment he had. He had that chemotherapy then, and then since then it's just been kind of recovery and regular scans.
And how much do you think your positive attitude has to do with this?
I think a lot. And my consultant said it had a lot to do with it. Because I was more worried for the wife, my kids, my grandkids.
But what he did as well, which was amazing to watch, was he didn't think about it all day, every day. You could see he wasn't. I went around. I mean, I had
Beyond,
a kind of 18-month kind of panic attack. I think it was just like I was catastrophizing and I was fearing the worst all the time. Whereas he was reading a book and playing his guitar and watching a film and chatting about it. And I'm just like, sorry, how are you? I mean, the day we actually got back from the diagnosis, this kind of sums up what it was like in our house. We just kind of came home and were sitting just looking at each other going, right, OK, what do we do now? And he said, why don't you pop out and get a lottery ticket?
No, I don't believe it.
And I said...
That shows how worried you were about that.
But he wanted to distract me. I went, because you're feeling particularly lucky?
Yeah.
And he went, well, I'm thinking I've got to catch a break somewhere. And I was like, yes, well, but if we are going to be lucky, could it not be for you to live rather than us win the lottery? I would rather that.
I was just thinking...
But it just kind of... And we laughed about it, and that's kind of what we did.
I was thinking, it may be a silly question, but if you're given 6 months to live, and yes, you've sort of come down off the wall.
Off the wall.
Yeah. Did you think of a bucket list thing to do?
No.
You didn't want to fancy jumping out of a helicopter over the Grand Canyon or anything like that?
No.
Another Christmas #1?
That would be all right, yes.
Yeah.
But you can't
still happen.
But he doesn't look back and wish he'd done anything differently, and he doesn't flash forward and worry about the future. He's of all the people.
Today, bro.
Do you know what?
He lives in the moment.
That is so inspiring for people watching and listening today. That sort of
Well, we've had so many emails from people who've had it, recovered from it, and some people suffering from it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to give hope to people. You can do it.
Because that's one of the things I would be looking for, stories of people who'd beaten odds and, just would cling on to that in moments of darkness of kind of, well, some people do and they do really well. But what they are looking at now and what we want to do further work with the Christie in Manchester with is why do some people respond to treatment as well as he has? Why do some people not respond at all? And then you've got everything in the middle and they're looking into the cells that people have who respond well and what they can learn from that and give to people.
Noddy, you've got good cells.
But Anne, as well, listening to Noddy and the positive attitude, I mean, you must be able to relate to it because you've been so courageous
and also
as well.
keeping it quiet from people.
Yes, I don't know why I did that. But
well, we know why.
I did the same as you.
Yeah.
I kept it quiet.
Because you need to
recently.
focus, don't you think?
Yeah. And you don't need people asking you lame questions. No, that's true.
Particularly the media intrusion while you're getting well.
Yeah.
I mean, this was high-powered stuff.
Yeah. And he lost his hair and everything, wasn't it?
You didn't lose your head.
Yes, of course he did.
Oh, hasn't it grown back?
I went down to 8 stone.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But I wanted to recover in my own way. And, of course, about a year after I'd had the diagnosis and the treatment, COVID hit, so I had to be extra careful. If I'd have caught COVID...
But then you had to live the quiet life.
Yes, it kind of helped a bit. But we always went out, we'd go out to cafes and when we could before COVID. And
I used to wear a cap
have his cap on and his scarf round.
So nobody knew at all. No. Gosh.
Oh, I got away with it.
No, you are remarkable, you really are. I don't know where we are time-wise, but I think we've got time to look
Sorry, we were late.
You've been... No, it's so lovely to talk to
listening to you.
But you've been looking at the top 15 British traditions.
Yes.
And pantomime, which a lot of people in the rest of the world don't understand at all, is #1.
Yes. And the reason for this is the government have announced that they want to join UN and UNESCO, the Cultural Convention. Lord Parkinson said he wants to celebrate treasured traditions from every corner of the UK.
Good.
And these do include... I have to note... I don't see anything standing out here from the Midlands. We get ignored yet again.
Well, what do we do in the Midlands that...
Different. What would you put in?
Well, I'd put Midlands type food like.
but things like that. Tradition of making things in the middle. There are a few things that are
Well,
not.
there's ironworks, glassworks.
Yeah.
Glassworks
Yeah.
is a
All
good
those
one.
sort of thing.
Yeah,
Here
yeah.
we've got Panto's number 1.
Yeah.
Carol singing. We
Good,
do want to
good.
save that.
Do you know a lot of kids nowadays don't know carols?
I
Yes,
know.
that is
That
terrible.
really makes me so upset.
I know.
I mean, we should do it. That it should be part of the
Yeah,
curriculum.
yes.
Never mind anything
Welsh
else.
cheese making is on there, but I tell you what's not on there. They've got Highland.
She's half Welsh, so she's happy.
Yeah.
Why is it just Welsh cheese
I
making?
don't know. But they've got Highland dancing, but they haven't got Morris dancers on.
No.
I mean, there might be a reason for. I know.
I love a Morris dance.
It's
Yeah.
a questionable
You like little
thing,
bells
isn't it?
around your ankles, yeah.
Absolutely, I'd do a
Waving
bit
your
of
hanky
Morris
in the
dancing
air.
if I could.
I don't know. But things like afternoon tea isn't on there. They should have had things like queuing and going to the pub as well,
Yes,
shouldn't
a
they?
queuing.
But they haven't
is
got
British.
that. They've got number 4 is sea shanties.
I like a good sea shanty.
Yes,
Are we
I do.
known for a sea
I like a
shanty
good
in
sea
the
shanty.
I wouldn't have put it at number 4.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh my
You
God.
like all
Yeah,
that.
Yes, I like
let's not go there.
I like your version of it even better. That'll be next year's
Noddy
Christmas
Holder
number 1.
sea shanty. Yeah,
Kylie's. We
Kaylee's,
should
yeah.
protect that.
I think
Calligraphy.
being too polite, that's another one. We're always
Yeah.
too polite. We always
true.
prefix a sentence with the word sorry.
Sorry.
That's a good
No,
one.
when
women
people-
do that more than
And
men.
when people bump into you, you say sorry to them.
Yeah.
I tell you what, shall we take a quick trip to Lapland?
Oh.